said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? That response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
What's the matter with King? The response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game and shoot, what said that you claim it? It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? The response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game and shoot, what said that you claim it?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this incredible Tuesday, I'm telling you, I'm happy to be here. I know you're happy to be here. We're happy to be here together. But I got news that is going to sure to break these ponies' hearts. And while I'm breaking their hearts, it's a jump start for us, of course. Now, I want to give a shout out to Eric Von Eric for being the first dude in the room. Shout out to Eric Von Eric for being here. When I go live, he goes live. He's here without a doubt. I got to salute you, sir. Lamont Davis, what's going on? Polly Baba 2, what's good? Reggie Bone, that's right. And be nice. Be nice. Facts. We're here like we never left. We're back with our dying breath, and we're going to make sure that we give it to you the best. Why? Because I said so. This is one of those days that's going to go down in infamy. While I continue to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation, you understand what I'm talking about. You know, like I know, hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bumps. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. And you know what? I realized that I've made these dudes absolutely mad. And when I'm saying these dudes, I mean people that actually take everything I said to heart. If you take anything that I say to PlayStation to heart, well then, that turns out to be a you thing. When I'm not directly pointing at you, when I'm not attacking you, when I'm not directly putting this energy to anyone specific, it's up to you to take this energy within yourself. Pause. Now, only reason why I'm saying this is because somebody was in, I read all your chats. I read every message you put. Everyone. I give y'all that type of respect. You understand? Because I respect your time. And what he said, oh, let me get it. You hate the toxic fan base and you're being toxic towards PlayStation fan base. Yeah, good. That's how it works. And, the guys went at him, was like, oh, you must be new here. The fact of the matter is this. I'm keeping them accountable, right? We have enough people in the industry that are they form a wall of Voltron against Xbox, and they keep Xbox accountable. Now, I keep Xbox accountable, but at the same time, I keep the PlayStation fan base in line. Somebody has to whip you ponies into shape. Somebody has to do it. And I'm that somebody. I am the self-appointed pony whipper to put them back into the stables, to lock the door, because sometimes you guys get out of hand. And when I'm talking about out of hand, what I'm talking about is your Twitter business. Special cases deserve special treatment. And over here on Xbox Frontline News, we deserve to treat you special. We are here to rival in your pony tears. I got a cup of blue for you. And listen, it's delicious. It's delicious. Oh, it's quite delectable. My cup runneth over with pony tears. Now, normally I'm drinking a cup of red with Nintendo, but yes, you can taste it. The salt from the pony tears. Now, quite recently, PlayStation guys are quite upset when it comes to Forza Horizon 6 because they don't have a date. They want that date so bad, right? Because they are the most entitled, petulant group I've ever seen in my life. If there's a game, we should have it because our platform is the leading platform and we should have all the games. Sit down, shut up, and wait your turn. Now, I want y'all to know I did order the Afro Samurai suit with the afro. And I know this wasn't part of the thing, but what I want to do is I want to play the Afro Samurai game while in Afro Samurai attire. If that's okay with you. Honestly, I think there's no better way to do it because I thought that Afro Samurai game was probably the best. Now, I don't know if I had it on PlayStation or Xbox. I believe I had it on Xbox. I know I have the Blu-ray. I think I have the 4K Blu-ray. But I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go check my stash. I'm going to go through my Xbox collection. It's probably a 360 game anyway. But I'm going to go through the collection and I'm going to go check because, again, I'm trying to bring you premium content. Stuff that these other dudes ain't doing. And now the goal that you see here is Summer Games Fest live stream. I'm trying to be live the days that we're out walking around at Summer Games Fest, when we're at Fan Fest, when we're in these places. I'm trying to be live. So when we go out to the dinner with the people or whatever, I want you guys to be able to see these things. So again, I got to get more USB chargers and a dongle, a phone dongle, because I'm just going to go live from here. We did it last year at Tokyo Games Fest. I didn't like how Attic was running it. And he was just, he was manipulative, if you will. So I want to just go live from, Xbox Frontline News so I can control it and I can just have you guys see what's going on out there. If you're not there, I want to be your eyes and ears. I want to walk you around. I want to take you to see different stuff. Again, everybody is welcome. This is not going to be a stream just for the members. This is going to be a stream for everybody. And because I want everyone to see what it is when you go behind the scenes with these games. If I'm talking to a developer, if I'm talking to a content creator, and when we just there, shooting the breeze. So again, there's going to be exclusive content, stuff that no one's going to have because it's going to be through my perspective. And then you get a chance to see how we actually move when we go to these shows and what we actually do. So that's pretty much what this thing is about here. And because we're 1 month away, actually, less than a month away from Summer Games Fest and all these shows that is going to happen, the Nintendo show. Now, we should have a minor show this month with Xbox and their content, right? So that's a welcoming thing, right? And PlayStation would not have a show this month. They would have a show next month to try to compete with the onslaught of what Xbox has going on. Nintendo's definitely having a show next month because what I realized is, regardless to whatever you say about Nintendo, they treat this industry properly. They give you content. They constantly console war. And I know you're gonna say, what are you talking about with console warring? Did you see when we saw, and I did the stream, we was live last week, and going live last week, I knew that Nintendo, their level of petty is absolutely for real. And they will always constantly keep trying to eradicate any thought of Sega. You had Stranger Than Heaven that was scheduled, that was talked about, that was partnered with Xbox, that was going to be shown. Now, we do know that Stranger Than Heaven is a Play Anywhere game, is a Game Pass game. It's one of those games where we feel it actually has the gravitas. It looks like Shenmue meets the Yakuza, that type of stuff that's going on there with great character development. GG games is definitely RGG is definitely incredible to see that, right? Nintendo, without any provocation, decided to drop a direct for absolutely no reason on the same day with Star Fox to overshadow whatever Sega was doing. And I said, damn, if that ain't the height of being petty, but I love it. I'm here for it, right? Now, while I was sitting there thinking, I said to myself, damn, Sega themselves had a slate. Now, remember when Sarah Bond the Queen was in position over at Xbox, and the moves with Sega were huge. And I said to myself, but they did mention like the super game. Remember, it was like, we didn't know if it was in conjunction with Xbox or if it was just their isolated titles, but the new CEO over at Sega wanted to let everyone know that they were digging in the crates, getting their IPs, moving forward. And with titles like Shinobi coming back to all the fanfare that it did, with Streets of Rage earlier being well received, with the Sonic movies actually making a ton of business. Oh, wait a second. Hey, we haven't heard the alien in a long time. The alien is back. Olivia too. What are we gonna do? Yeah, let's get it.
At Jimmy Mac 88 donated $2 through Super Chat. Sony saying the meme was not on my 2026 bingo card.
Facts. Yo, I honestly think that Sony was not prepared, or they aren't prepared, and that has a lot to do with live service, right? What I'm talking about right now is about live service as well. Sega's whole initiative was to bring live service games forward. Sony had a live service roadmap that was out there for us, and that was brought to you by Jim Dance Moves Ryan, right? So what he did was he set up Sony to actually win, in my opinion. If you're not actively trying, if you're not actively going out there to make things happen, if you're not actively moving and shaking in this world, and you're staying stagnant and you're sitting there you're resting on your laurels, then you're a loser. Every day you must try something different. Every day you must push yourself. Every day you must be as uncomfortable as possible with as much uncertainty, but you have a shot. And I thought PlayStation actually had a shot with those live service games. I thought if they actually saw the plan through, there were certain titles that can actually make it through the gauntlet, and all you needed to do was hit on one or two of those games that could actually set your company up for a long time. Sega had the same thoughts. Sega themselves had the same thoughts, and I thought personally, Sega has the IPs that can make that happen. Well, I don't think Sega actually believes in themselves. This is brought to you by VG Charts and William D'Angelo. Sega cancels its Super game as it moves away from live service games. And could you imagine a Jet Set radio game that is a live service game that we all meet up at the skate park and we all tagging and we all doing things? It's games like that. Could you imagine a live service game when you're talking about Golden Axe and we all it's 4-player co-op. We all meet up, or Streets of Rage 4-player co-op. We all get in and it's a beat 'em up, and it's different things that you're able to do with the IPs that you have. And I think Sega has some of the greatest IPs in the world. And sometimes you just really have to take the plunge to go forward. Scared money don't make no money, baby. Like, you got to be in it to win it. If you're not in it to win it, then what the hell are you doing? Playing it safe? Where other companies are pushing forward, Xbox is pushing the boundaries. When you see Forza Horizon 6, and that game, it's a beautiful game to look at. If you saw the review on Iron Lord's channel, I suggest you go check that out. We did a review on the pre-build that we actually got a chance to use and talk about. Shout out to Xbox for getting that to all four lords. We have new coverage coming forward with the finished build of Forza Horizon 6, and we can talk about that as well. But Sega, in its latest earning report, announced that it's canceled development on its Super game and it moves away from live service games. Sonic Rumble Party has underperformed in 2023 acquisition of Angry Birds creator Revo and has been a disappointment as sales decline. Due to this, Sega is lowering its priority of free-to-play titles. Over 100 developers at Sega that were working on free-to-play games have been moved to full game development teams with the focus on mainstay IPs. Revivals of Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Golden Axe, and Streets of Rage IPs are still in development. Now, you notice in my whole conversation, my whole spiel that I gave you with Sega, I mentioned Golden Axe, I mentioned Jet Set Radio, and I mentioned Streets of Rage. Because those are IPs to me that bring up the most love when it comes to Sega. I know Sonic is top on everybody's list, and Sonic, in this weird way, is one of the ones that ushered the whole 3D movement. But in some form or fashions, Sonic has been stuck and hasn't really truly made that transformation with that breakout 3D IP. I don't know what it's going to be, because they've been flirting with 2D, giving you 2D games, 3D dash 2D games, full 3D games. I don't think they really nailed down the control of it with that last 3D, full 3D Sonic game. So at the end of the day, I think Sonic is still gathering his footing. See what I did right there? Absolutely crazy, no pun intended. But I don't know. I think maybe a marriage with the movies and the game will actually do the franchise some good. Maybe they're listening, maybe they're not, but look into that. Think about that. Think about marrying the game with the movies to better connect the universes in order to get a larger pool of individuals and pull the casuals into a way that makes kind of sense. So again, them moving away from that Super game, I wanted it to actually make it out. But again, sometimes what you want is not really what you're going to get. Now, bad games. We all come across games that we feel suck. And in this time in social media, with everyone having a voice, I don't potentially or really agree with everyone needing to voice their opinion. But I also grew up in a time where parents would tell kids children should be seen and not heard. You know, I grew up in a very like a dictatorship when it came to adults and children. And now we have a ton of children that actually have phones. with no filters. So they lose etiquette. In this constant world of dopamine, wanting to be seen, wanting to have the next viral take on something, wanting to be the person that actually stands out in the crowd, social media has given rise to the ignorance. Now, I'm not saying that I don't indulge in this ignorance as well. Sometimes I put things online just to get a rise out of people. Now, pause. But you got to think about it this way. Me being a personality, an entertainer, I'm getting that crowd ready for what's going to happen at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me going live, talking about the topic of the day, and I just got to sit back and allow it to happen organically. Sony has been stepping on so many rakes. This makes my job absolutely easy. With Xbox doing exactly what Xbox does, it allows me to continue to cultivate the group, get everybody to where they need to be in order to talk about it. So it's just minor engagement. But some people actually take to social media to tear down a game, to break down a game that people work very hard on, and without regard, total disregard for the feelings of individuals that actually care about the IP and would love constructive criticism. Well, that's not what they normally get. What they get is just outright bashing for the sake of individuals either looking for shock value or they just really don't like the title. But you could say it could be great for somebody else. It's just not great for you. But that's not how it's done nowadays. These low vibrational, low IP individuals, low IQ, give us this. But this is brought to you by Insider Gaming. Now, if you know about the Insider Gaming app, I'm going to tell you that go to the Insider Gaming app so you can learn about Lords After Dark, where myself, Lord Cognito, Lord Attic, and Lord Sovereign talk candidly about the industry. It's not your regular Iron Lord stuff. It's absolutely different, and it's worth the purchase. Now, this is brought to you by Grant Taylor Hill, and Xbox team gives advice on how to handle bad games. Now, I saw this post along with a post from Jason Ronald talking about how they cleared up the problem with the back-patch stuff with the 360 games that were having an issue. They're being so forward-facing, it's incredible. But in a post on social media, the team at Xbox offered a little advice on how you should treat games that you don't like. The message came at a time when folks everywhere was ripping into Mixtape. Mixtape is getting mixed reviews. It's inside Game Pass, and you got some people that's giving it high reviews. You got some people that's giving it low reviews. You got some people that are being blissfully enchanted with the game, and you got some people that are being downright disrespectful and unenchanted with the game. Everybody has a right to their opinion, but there's a tactful way in which you can express yourself in order to be heard. And I think that sometimes the ones that are the most vocal and most disrespectful in a different direction actually garners this type of response from Xbox. An all-new short-form narrative title that has dropped recently in Game Pass and become the talk of the town, but not entirely for good reasons. According to the team at Xbox, a game isn't necessarily a bad game, it's just that you don't like it. And they're kind of right. If you don't like it, but it might just still be good. And how many times, and I'm guilty of this. Y'all just saw, it was like some 360 game that they said that they're bringing back, and I saw it, and one of our fellow chat members was kind of disappointed in my reaction to the game. I forgot what the game was, but it was a beloved Japanese game, and it was about a cell phone and horror, but they was bringing back Akihabara, and it was showing more to the game. I said it's not for me. And I'm not going to be disrespectful towards the title. It's just sometimes if something isn't for you, it just isn't for you. I'm not saying that I won't try it if it comes out in Game Pass. This is where Game Pass actually turns my thought process around. If a game is inside Game Pass, it doesn't cost me a thing especially if I can play through the cloud real quick just to check it out to see if it's worth my time to download it. Because at this time, space is a premium. And if it is, then I download it and I play it. I found so many great games that way. Now, if a game isn't in Game Pass, I'm not risking my dollars to do this. It's not going to be a time where I'm going to say, you know what? Let me put my money up and let me just see if I like something. Those days are dead. Money is a premium, and hobbying and time is at a premium. There's no way in hell that I'm going to do that stuff. So again, the barrier of entry has to be as low as possible in order for me to get so. So I see a lot of Xbox people that got a chance to play mixtape that have Game Pass. Even if they don't like it, the way that they talk about it is completely different. Now, could you imagine on a PlayStation store, right? If you buy mixtape, well, you're pretty much locked in because they're not giving you no damn refunds. And if you don't like the game, your level of taking it to the internet is going to be at 10, right? I hate this game. The game is whack. This, that, the third. I lost my money, blah, blah, blah. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas somebody that just tried before they buyed, they're going to come at it a whole different way. So again, I understand it. I get it. It's a loss on their end, on our end. It's a try before you buy type of thing. It's like getting a chance to try different cars and you just don't particularly like how an Audi feels. You're more of a BMW type of person. All right. Okay. So reminder, just because you're not personally into a game doesn't mean it's a bad game. The Covenant post comes as thousands of people are bagging on Mixtape, a brand new game that shot into the spotlight the last few days for its stunning reviews as much as its glaring issues. Many have suggested outright that it's not a real game because it has so many sections that can be completed without any input from the player. Of course, as some suggest, in some twisted industry plan of a game, that it's a conversation for another article. But regardless of that, the game has managed to earn countless perfect reviews, including one from us at Insider Gaming, which awarded the game a 10 out of 10 score. You see, now, a game from certain people will review a game differently, will love a game differently, based upon your connection to the title. My game personally this year is Game of the Year is Pragmata. And the reason why Pragmata is my Game of the Year is because when you look at it on its surface, it's a 360 game, right? It gives you Hugh, who's in a giant spacesuit that is out there killing robots, that is taking over a space station while taking care of this adorable AI robot kid. And you got to really understand the plot and how the story is brought up. I'm a graphics whore. The game gives me that. And then the input on the controller actually keeps me engaged 100% through, where there's a ton of collectibles. So I felt like the game was jam-packed with everything that I loved. Now, there's a lot of people that can't stand Pragmata, and that's based upon the control. But the game is built around the control, right? So it's really apples versus oranges. It's either or if you like or you don't like. But a lot of times people like to take to social media to bag on a game based upon them having the ability to do so. And this is Xbox saying, just a reminder, just because you're not personally into a game doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's no big secret that gaming can be hugely subjective at times. It's one man trash is another man treasure kind of thing. Some games drop and are universally despised, but for some, they're banger titles that are worth playing time and time again. And I honestly agree with this. I think this is something that needs to be said more. People need to understand that you don't have to have everybody agree with you that something is trash. You don't need a group. You can just be yourself and just say, yo, I wasn't truly into it. Be honest about it. Talk about it. I like a little bit more interaction in my games. I like my games to actually engage me more. Because I guess when you're honest with yourself as a gamer going into a game, and you can tell by maybe reading, because I think reading helps a lot. When you look at the descriptions, there's a ton of people that will read my descriptions to my videos and go off on me without even watching the stream based upon the descriptions. You see, that's how when you come to something and you just do one aspect of it and don't get the full content, read the description. Read some reviews, watch some trailers on some games before you plunk down your cash. But if you're a Xbox card-carrying member of Ultimate, well, then you, my friend, are privileged. And with that privilege comes the option of try before you buy. This is the reason why Game Pass is so phenomenally loved, because you get a chance to try these new IPs that drop out into the service. Now, as these PlayStation dudes are finding out, damn, I don't get a chance to get mixtape like that, right? I don't get a chance to. I don't know. And I don't know if it dropped inside PlayStation Plus like that. I really don't. I know they finally got Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. I saw that because I turned on my PlayStation. I'm not risking not turning on my PlayStation every 30 days, well, 28 days. I don't want to risk losing my games to the DRM madness. But at the end of the day, I personally want to make sure that you PlayStation guys know that us Xbox guys are absolutely eating way better than you guys. And it's such a phenomenal level that we're eating. It's insane. Now, I did see that I think that this guy here is a PlayStation gamer. I think this guy is a PlayStation gamer. I think he's a hater. And I gotta say it. Now, this whole Forza Horizon 6 saga, this thing is really taking on a life of its own. Yo, Bone Slave. I want to give a shout out to Bone Slave. Yo, Bone, we're going out there. We're getting the t-shirts and stuff done. Let me know if you're in on the t-shirts, so I know what I'm bringing with me when I get out there. I know Quino definitely wants one. So I don't know what's going on, but let me know. We got to figure out what's going on with Ant too. Yo, King Web live. What's good? Earth Prime. What's going on? Everybody. Jimmy Mack. We're in the building. Now, this is brought to you by Polygon and Patricia Hernandez. Gamer banned for 7,973 years for leaking Xbox game taunts the devs. There's nothing that they can do. A Forza Horizon 6 modder known as DVS Squad quickly overcame a ban that was supposed to last multiple lifetimes. On Monday, Forza Horizon 6 studio Playground Games laid down the law and banned a number of players who allegedly leaked footage of the racing game a week before its official launch. The consequences itself wasn't surprising, but the severity of it was. Now, understand this, and I want to be clear with you. I'm playing Forza Horizon 6, and there's checks and balances when it comes to playing this game. The NDA is ironclad, and there's certain things that I had to do in order to make sure that I didn't mistakenly post any content from the game that I'm playing so that, mistakes don't happen, right? And I'm cool with it because at the end of the day, I take on this responsibility to give you guys a thorough review. I don't want anything to spoil your excitement. I don't want anything to spoil your experience. And I don't want to be on the opposite end of hurting how you're going to see the game, right? I want the game to be I want you to explore the game. But when I give my review, which you're going to see on Iron Lord's podcast this Sunday as we talk about it, I want you to get the best out of the game. And that's how I do my reviews. And a lot of times I'm coming from a different perspective when I do my reviews because, again, remember, I come from Pong, right? So the leakers were hit with a ban that lasts 7,973 years across all Forza games. You will never be able to play another Forza game, right? Yet on the same day, the most prominent Forza Horizon 6 leaker uploaded more footage of himself driving around in a game he wasn't supposed to be able to play. In a 7-minute video, DVS Squad, the account behind the kerfuffle, went into further detail about what actually happened. As he tells it, there's no cheating tool involved in the leak. Overall, though, the video is mostly about how unbothered DVS Squad is by this ban. I knew the risk. I simply didn't care, he said. DVS Squad explained as he was as he has an experienced Forza Armada and would have no trouble in circumventing the ban. The developers would try to issue a hardware ban, he claimed. He would know exactly how to overcome it. He asserts that he has been banned before and it hasn't stopped him from continuing to enjoy the game. If this time is different, he says it because he didn't care enough to blow out his game tag. Hey, yo, I'm kind of glad it just gives my channel more attention. I'm not going to leak into this, but this is it right here. And he says, we are aware of reports of a build of Forza Horizon 6 being attained prior to this release and confirmed this is not the result of a preload issue. Blah, blah, blah. This is what we talked about the other day. My thing is, what level of a douche are you if you feel that you either want to, one, destroy somebody else's joy when it comes to a game, or two, don't care about how it may impact others? Like, you don't live in a void, bro. We got to start putting our others in perspective here. Like, I do a lot of stuff and I keep a lot of you gamers in mind when I'm doing it. The reason why I changed Sony's name to Kong when I'm talking about it is to bring levity and lightness to it. And a lot of you guys understand why I do that, because I felt that in all the movies, King Kong was probably the weakest kaiju that we've ever had, where it had human interaction always helping him out, right? So that was my whole aspect of it in relation to Sony being Kong. And then Sony themselves, with the Bravia whole stuff, made themselves Kong. And in doing that, I changed the relationship of the conversations that I talk about. So when I do my whole spiel, hashtag no PlayStation 6. Now, when I say that, there isn't a PlayStation 6, so you shouldn't feel upset about it, right? I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Kong is a fictitious character that has no real meaning, right? We're going to run it up on these bums. If you consider yourself a bum, we're going to run it up on you. And that type of thing. So I did all of that. I crafted all of that in a sense of bringing entertainment and bringing levity to something while removing any direct shots to individuals, while making it absolutely fun and something that we can all get along with. Knowing that, understanding that, I know that being on a platform, having a channel, because remember what he said was he did it with total disregard because it only brings more light to his channel. That's me, I, with total disregard for everyone else. Regardless to what I say about PlayStation dudes, my chat is filled with more PlayStation people than probably any Xbox show. And that's based upon them knowing for a fact, one, I'm a gamer, I have everything. Two, it's all in entertainment, fun, and levity. Three, every voice is welcome without being disrespectful. As long as you're respectful in the chat, we don't care. We're here to talk crap, have fun, and enjoy ourselves for the time that we're here. But we're not here to leak coverage, disrespect individuals, and make anybody feel bad. And I just felt that he had a total disregard and only cared about how his channel can grow. I hope it absolutely teaches him some type of lesson. I hope he learns, because at the end of the day, we're all gamers and we all deserve that level of respect. And I don't think he showed that respect at all. Now, this game is a game that I've been looking for a minute. I did not see the trailers. I've heard about it and I've been trying to get to this game for over a week now. I was a huge fan of NBA Streets. I was a huge fan of NBA Jam. Playing those games actually meant something to me, but that's when I actually knew exactly who the hell was playing in these leagues. Actually, I don't really know. If it's not the old guard, I really don't know who the hell is playing. I don't really follow the draft like that any longer. Actually, when I'm on my hunt for the bag, I'm not worried about millionaires. So this is going to give me a chance to know who's on what team and what's actually happening. And if you don't know what I'm talking about NBA The Run. Now, this is brought to you by Pure Xbox and Frazier Gilbert, of course, my guy. The NBA The Run brings NBA Street vibes to Xbox this June, and it's releasing this June. So let's all watch the trailer together because I didn't get a chance to see this.
Yo, pull out the horns, people. Get ready with the drums. The Run the World Tournament. Are you ready?
Hey, yo!
Waffles and
Oh, hold on. Bring that back.
Yo, pull out
And
the horns,
yeah,
people. Get ready with the drums.
yes, them
The
fools.
Run the World Tournament. Are you ready? Let's go. Waffles and falafel time. Yo, this
back,
is a
baby.
bun with the burger double
shorty.
cheese. Incoming.
Ew.
We all over the world. Chicago.
Yeah.
New York, Beijing. Toronto.
Oh, they got the
LA,
rucker.
The tenement in the
They got the
Philippines.
rucker.
Where you at? The whip out high.
Woo.
We got the stars.
We
got
back
legendary
off
ball
the
players.
backboard.
We got
Oh,
what you
between
want.
the legs. Oh, he mixed them.
We got turned
He
up
mixed
status.
them.
We got cooking status. Where's your
Yo,
spatula and
Harden.
olive oil? Bong. It's like a pizza with no mozzarella cheese, yo.
On fire. Oh, block party. Let's get it. Reverse back dunk.
Shut it down,
Triple. Yo,
Get out of here, people.
I'm about
You're not ready
this.
for this. You're not ready for nothing. NBA The
Yeah.
Run. You on my team?
Yeah.
Busy, yo. Coming June
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
Wish list now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo. You amp? I'm amped, son. All right, so if you was an NBA Streets fan back in the original Xbox era, you want to keep your eye on this upcoming game, the NBA The Run, which is landing on Xbox Series consoles this June 9th. That's right after the Xbox show. I'm definitely going to have it probably downloaded, play it on my ROG while I'm going back. The game clearly takes NBA inspiration from NBA Streets. The creative director even worked on all 4 games of EA series back in the day. Say word. All right. So we have high hopes here. The NBA The Run is primarily online-based 3 versus 3 basketball game, complete with solo squad modes, fast gameplay, rollback neck hold, and online crossplay. That's what's up. For those wondering, this is also a single-player component here, but it's seemingly not the main focus. All right, that's cool. If you're interested, NBA The Run will soon be available on the Xbox. The price of $29 with a special deluxe edition available for $40. Featuring 3 rookie variants and some in-game bonuses. That's what's up, bro. Look at that. There we go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Yo, that court look. That court look what's up. I like that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, man. It's about time we actually get back to actually having fun. I think content is king. And you know, I try to bring you the best content, you know what I'm saying? But yo, at the end of the day, man, that's what's up. I like that. I like that. Now, yo, Harvest Moon. You guys like Harvest Moon? I don't know if you guys like Harvest Moon. I actually like Harvest Moon. Thought it was pretty cool. I didn't know that they were working on another one. I didn't know what's happening here. So I just got this news today. What up, Crispy Bomb? What's good? And to find out that this thing is coming out in September, well, this is what I'm talking about. This is brought to you by VG Charts and William D'Angelo again. Harvest Moon Echoes of Terradera launches September 24th for Switch to PlayStation 5 series consoles, Switch, and the PC. Natsumi announced Harvest Moon Echoes of Terradera will launch on all consoles. And form, explore, and discover. Embark on an unforgettable journey in the enchanted world of Terraria, while peaceful farming life meets a thrilling adventure. Raised in the quiet comfort of the Bloomville village, your life is about to change forever, and a mysterious mist creeps in from the forest, and echoes in the wild beast roam under the cover of night, and strange disasters threaten the village across the land. All right, so massive open world exploration, romance and relationships, animal companion system, composite and travel systems, expanded player movement, power statue mini challenges. Again, the game, I don't know if this is reimagining or complete part two, I guess, to Harvest Moon. You just let me know. I want to know again if it's a complete new game, that'd be absolutely dope. But if it's also just a reimagining or upgrade, if you will, I think we're in a time that upgrades and reimaginings actually work and price appropriately. It can actually go pretty far. I'm thinking about that. So again, I saw it happening today. I don't normally go to VG charts for information, but I went there based upon the Sega stuff, and that kind of stuck out to me. So I was just like, yo, you know what? Let me just, talk about this because I think that is something that is dope. Now, y'all see the topic. Y'all see what it is. Y'all see what the main event is. It's the part of the show where we got to kick in the back of the Sony fan base, right? Now, me drinking Sony tears on the show, and I have bits of brain matter, and it's very small because they all have small, tiny brains. Makes me feel absolutely happy inside. I'm warm inside. It feels warm. Because Sony tears, if you're an Xbox connoisseur, actually gives us energy. It takes us to a whole new stratosphere of feeling good. When they cry, we smile. Inside, our hearts beam with joy. Now, I want you to know something. When I talk about Sony, I talk from a factual place. I talk from a place of seeing them for who they absolutely are. Now, a lot of times you will have content creators talk about Sony in the past tense about how great they were, who they used to be, right? I realize the emperor has no clothes. So while he's standing there in front of you, a lot of you dudes are remembering the past deeds. The current Sony is in absolute disrepair, remodeling, if you will. They have a sheet across them that says, "Pardon our appearance, we're under reconstruction." And I would honestly agree with that if individuals didn't look at them like they were without blemish, were doing something fantastic. Now, the reason why I talk about this, because I've been telling you for a long time, I noticed that they didn't have any games, that they were heavily reliant on third party. And if there's no third party, well, then they die. And I can see why Kid Smooth was so pissed off with Xbox giving them anything, knowing that they're heavily reliant on third-party titles. They do a lot of backhanded third-party deals with companies trying to lock down titles and keep them away from Xbox while trying to starve out Xbox. But Xbox has this glory chest of content, IPs, that they're putting out titles like Forza Horizon 6 that guys are trying to sabotage, knowing that is a phenomenal, great game. While PlayStation gives you Marathon. Now, Marathon is everywhere, but it's Marathon, right? Am I right here? Am I wrong here? I think the last title before Marathon was what, Yode? We don't hear nothing about that. Oh, no, Soros. See, it came and left. Pause. So when I tell you that they don't have any content, and you guys tell me, yes, they do, they have everything, King. Well, this is a part in the video where I gotta show you that the Emperor is butt-ass naked. And this is the part where I gotta make you cry again. And I gotta drink some pony tears. Where It's absolutely delicious to hurt your feelings. Well, somebody has to do it, right? And this is brought to you by Insider Gaming. I told you about that Insider Gaming app. Go get that. Watch Lords After Dark. Listen to it. It's absolutely delightful. And this is brought to you by Sam Sepito. Sony VP suggests his PlayStation is a plastic box without content. God damn it. Let's read that again. Sony VP suggests the PlayStation is a plastic box without content. Woo! Hallelujah, holla back. Let's come get that. One Punch Man. Oh, that's One Pump Man. My bad. One Pump Man. He said they came and left just like me. If you didn't see, if your eyeballs is hurting you, allow me to read that to you again. Sony VP suggests PlayStation is a plastic box without content. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bums. I's going to keep the boot on Kong neck this whole damn generation. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is King. If you didn't know, allow me to do my thing. During a new interview, Sony VP revealed that the CEO will call the PlayStation a plastic box without content, without games. Woo! Lot of mercy. Players are being informed of the new details about the PlayStation and Sony Interactive Entertainment through a recent interview in which the company discussed the reasons for charging 30% commission fee on all store purchases. Now understand that is not industry standard. You guys tried to hit me inside the DMs talking about that was industry. No, beats 20%, man. Sometimes it's 25 to 28%, but these dudes try to do it a little different to justify lowering the price on their console. But you've been raising the price on your console. How are you actually helping out the developers? This is the reason why you have that class action lawsuit that's in the UK that is going to beat you to the tune of $2.6 billion. And when that actually hits, then dun, 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 we are farmers. Got your ass over in the United States. And I know you're going to say, why you said the farmers thing? Because they needed the insurance to stop them dudes from getting to where they get to. This is exactly it. This is the part where I get a chance to cook. This is the part where I actually dig in. Because I've been telling you for a minute, but you ain't been listening. We're at it right now. Third party is the lion's share of the content of the PlayStation. Why? I told you that before. I told you they are a third party machine. They could never drop another PlayStation game on that device, but at the end of the day, it's going to sell because it's a casual box. And it's just a glorified storefront for everybody else to get their titles off. They're glorified middleman. They are the best worker. Sony is your best salesman. Should Attic mess with King now, right now? Attic is here. Oh my God, this guy, man. The new interview with the game business, Christian Stevenson, the VP of second and third party content at Sony, discussed the CEO description of the PlayStation. Stevenson suggests that Sony CEO, who comes from a product background with a very literal definition of the technology, might say that without content, the PlayStation is literally just a plastic box. They haven't shown content. Hiroki Totoki has come out and told you that content will only be, first-party content will only be 1 to 2 titles per year. And based upon that analysis of the device, that is probably one of the weakest portfolios that you can ever get when it comes to content of the top 3 consoles. If you're looking at the top 3 consoles and you're looking at just first party title content production and distribution, well, Xbox is leading the charge with Nintendo coming in at a close second and PlayStation falling woefully behind. Now, the only thing that's keeping PlayStation inside any type of contention is the fact that they make third-party deals in the background, where you see companies actually get their weight up, like Shift Up, that tell you, we're not beholden to whatever Sony is doing any longer. We will make our title, we will place our title anywhere we choose to place our title based upon we don't like the restrictive nature and what they're doing. With Kojima Games actually making sure that he has complete ownership of his stuff while using Sony money to launch his title on the PlayStation, then putting it on the PC with the inevitable release onto Xbox. These developers are understanding the whole Sony hustle. Use them for what you want to use them for, get into the door, then actually get strong enough in order to bite the hand that feeds you. Sony, I told you, is the emperor without any clothes. Without any first-party titles actually pushing anything forward, what is it ever to look forward to? With the biggest title in the PlayStation ecosystem later on this year being in Grand Theft Auto 6 and not Wolverine, you would think that Wolverine, Tokem's Fighting Souls would be at the top of the list. With one of the most anticipated games being an Xbox game, Halo, Master Chief Campaign Evolved. Well, what really is that plastic box? That plastic box is nothing more than an absolute joke. It doesn't even have to have the name Sony on it. It should be third content created box. It actually should be all of us station. At the end of the day, what is their true identity? What was that game? Sons of Sparta? That came and left quickly. He then went on to build on the concept that the content is key for the PlayStation ecosystem, especially third-party games which allow the company to drive and be ambitious. How are you ambitious when you cancel all your live service games? How are you ambitious where you come out directly and tell everyone that the content won't be there to the magnitude of the other two? How are you driving the industry anywhere when you were introducing DRM, then getting caught with your hands in the cookie jar saying that that's not me? How are you driving the industry forward when you're actively embracing AI slop? How are you driving anything forward when you're raising the price on refurbished consoles? That's consoles that you already have, that you don't need to raise the price on because it didn't serve you any purpose because the components was already in the devices. All you did was just check them. So again, your level of corporate greed, you're charging, he's trying to justify charging 30%. That's all that is. At the end of the day, it's an overglorified pump and dump scheme from PlayStation. Oh, what the hell?
Halo Forever
Oh, hell no.
donated $2 through Super Chat.
No.
Where is the outfit?
No. Absolutely not, Addict. Get that out of there. Hell no. Absolutely not. We're not doing that. No. No, Addict. Turn it back. Turn it back. Get this poll out of here. Turn it back. The outfit is coming. I ordered it. I'm not soft. You'll see that outfit. You'll see it soon. I'm going to have the sideburns and the afro and a whole ninja suit. Well, not a ninja suit. Samurai suit. Now I'm thinking about playing the game at the same time. Cut it out. Stop doing that Halo Forever. Don't do that. But get that out of there. Addict, fix it. Put my alien music back. The hell is wrong with you? That thing scared the hell out of me. That's not what we do here. Stupid goat. That was disgusting. Nobody liked that. Don't smile at him. Don't laugh at him. It's not funny. I didn't even know I'm going to change my password. I'm locking you out. He went on to build on the concept. Oh, okay, hold on. And Severson added that this is why we need to focus on bringing new voices to the platform, and they focus to shift away from third parties. The industry will stop growing. See, this is what happened the last time they didn't have any games. And remember, they were worrying about indies and they had the whole indie initiative. Remember, in the beginning of the PlayStation 4, they didn't have any titles. Xbox had all the titles, Arise, Son of Rome, it had Dead Rising, and all these other wonderful titles over at Xbox. The lineup was really good. But at the end of the day, PlayStation had the whole perception with Digital Foundry. It helped them. Listen, when your VP of third-party content, second-party content comes out and tells you that you have no content because he understands that his job is actually monumental, getting all these titles under the banner of the PlayStation brand, because the lack of first-party content is actually the biggest Achilles heels when it comes to this box. Well, I don't need to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Hiroki Totoki and everybody over at Sony is doing it for me. Now, I do want to say this. I do want to say this. There was a ray at the end of the tunnel. There was some light. Hold on a second. Babe, close that door, please. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. Now, this is brought to you by VG Games, VGC. And who wrote this? This is Andy Robinson. PlayStation Exec says the next few years of unannounced games is unbelievably positive. There's no dire times ahead for the industry. Sony's third-party boss believes that the industry should be optimistic for the future. Why? Why should they be optimistic for the future? Is there something that you're working on other than the Female God Award that we should know about? Is there something other than the leak in white papers that tell us that you're going to break Spider-Man 3 down into multiple parts so you can monetize the core fan base? That you took out content that was originally inside Spider-Man 2 that would have made Spider-Man 2 make sense with us being able to control Venom, with having a live service component to it while we're able to play multiple characters while living in the world of Spider-Man? The direction, the rudderless ship that actually is Sony, that is just sailing the high seas without any direction, you have conversations like this brought to you. I see them for exactly who they are. I understand exactly the tactics that they use. They use corporate speech in order to keep you docile, to keep you locked in, to keep you believing that they got something waiting for you. How do you keep an idiot in suspense? Like that. Like that. They've been keeping you idiots stuck in a perpetual state of waiting and wanting, while Xbox has been delivering content after content after content. While Nintendo has a direct locking up third-party deals, which doesn't affect Xbox. Xbox is releasing 10 to 15 titles per year and bringing these titles across the board, with Game Pass absolutely destroying everything that their ecosystem has going on over there. That third-party device, that third-party box, that contentless box is known by everybody, from the higher-ups over at Sony to the maintenance man that is giving all the leakers the information. To hell. And I'm here to narrate their downfall. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what it is. We're going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Now, knowing this, you still have individuals telling you that the PlayStation 6 will be out next year. After Hiroki Totoki came out and told you on the last financials that at earliest March of 2028, they will reassess the chipsets and see what they can do and bring in a new console forward. That's no next year, that's no this year, and that's the year after that. They will assess. When I told you at the earliest you can see a PlayStation 6, if it ever made it out the door, will be 2029. The key still stands on business when others fail. Now, what's going to happen is your handheld will be ready. The handheld will come out. The handheld will be your last actual console. With the PlayStation 5 Pro moving into position and being the de facto console for the PlayStation brand, which has no content, I didn't say it. It's a plastic box with no content. With Project Helix launching, them falling further behind, with the Steam machine actually hitting market at some point in time, there's just no space for them. No one needs to have a third-party device that actually don't have any first-party games. Right? Like, what's the sense? It's just there to be there. Why get it? With 90 million shipped and them sending out desperation letters to the remaining PlayStation 4 owners, please don't leave us. We need you. Well, it speaks for itself. Well, listen, I'm the king and I love you guys and I'm glad you stuck around this long. Hit that like, that notification. I go live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you enjoy pony tears like I do, oh, it's so delicious. Refreshing. Well, then, you found your new best friend, me, the king. Now, listen, I want you to do what I'm about to do, what you should be doing. I want you to go with game is game and win is win. And I want you to try to play the Game Pass. But before you play the Game Pass, I told you I'm the best at this. And there's nobody better. And if somebody got a better intro than mine, then put them up.
What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but you what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox. Spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no riddling. Moonwalking, selling moonrock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but you what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but you what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox. Spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no riddling. Moonwalking, selling moonrock just to make